Welcome to the Living in Salida podcast. I'm your host, Monica McCarthy, a realtor specializing in Salida and surrounding areas. Salida is a small town of around 6,000 people, but despite the small size, we actually have a really good restaurant scene. With me today is one of the people helping create and even grow Salida's restaurant scene, Robbie Ballinger, the owner-operator of Shavano restaurant located in downtown Salida. Shavano opened in March of 2025 and has quickly become a favorite spot in Salida. In fact, the restaurant snagged multiple Best of Salida awards in 2025, including Best New Business and Best Restaurant, among others. And according to their website, Robbie's philosophy for Shavano is that great food should not only taste extraordinary, it should also nourish the land, the community, and the body. And in addition to Shavano, Robbie is opening another restaurant in Salida at the beginning of April called Lago, which we will chat about more today. So thanks for being here, Robbie.
Thanks for having me.
Well, before we get into the whole restaurant part of your life, let's talk a little bit about you. What brought you to the lovely town of Salida?
We moved to the Front Range from Austin, Texas in 2017 for my wife to go to nursing school. And we realized we were kind of close to the mountains, not in the mountains.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be in the mountains. And Salida's just got so many things to offer. It's such an amazing community, and access is incredible to the mountains. I'm a big runner, so it fits us really well.
Nice. So how did you even hear about Salida, though? Did you know about it when you lived in Texas?
Yeah, my wife and I and girlfriend at the time, we would start venturing up here, like, when we started dating. I had some restaurants in Austin that I was part owner in. She worked there as well. And so our getaways we just started going north to Colorado.
Yeah.
And on one of those trips came through. And then right after we moved here, we came here over Christmas to ski with Shelly's family. And that really started to set the seed. Yeah.
So what year was that you guys came?
We moved in 2017 to Colorado. And then we moved up here about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we've been here right at 4 years. February was 4 years.
February is 4 years. I have the same trajectory. I'm from the Austin area.
Oh, really?
I moved to Denver and then came here. So
yeah.
That's funny. The path actually kind of makes sense.
It's baby steps to get to this little, lovely little place.
Totally. It's like you level outdoors. You want to be close to the mountains. You want to be closer to the mountains.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. So how did you end up, so when you first came to Salida, what were you doing here? Because Shavano just opened.
So we moved up here, we bought a house, and my wife is a labor and delivery nurse at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And when we moved up here, I was running predominantly. I had restaurants in Austin. I left there in 2017. Didn't know what I was going to do next, and somehow I landed on running across the United States.
Okay.
So I spent, about 5 years just kind of pursuing that, as my main focus. And then we found out we were pregnant, and my wife was like, "Why don't you find something that keeps you closer to home more often?" And restaurants and restaurants are what I know and really do love. I find them to be very creative, and just one thing led to another. And we were introduced to Jonas and Darcy Harlow, and they're our landlords and also now our business partners at Shavano.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just you can't pass up that space. It's such a beautiful space.
It is. Yeah, I know it's, for those of you who don't know, it's right on Sackett Street, or right across the street from Riverside Park. Got a beautiful little outdoor area that you guys improved on.
Totally.
It used to be the Fritz for many years.
I think 14 years it was the Fritz.
Yeah. So it's a really, really good spot.
It was originally built in 1895 as a saloon by the railroads, from what I understand.
Oh,
and so I feel like, some level of energy has always existed within there that kind of lend itself to what we're doing now. And it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So, okay, you covered a lot of things that I wanted to touch on some more. So to back up a little bit, so you are known as an endurance runner. Is that how you would qualify? Ultra runner,
I think
endurance
so.
runner?
Ultra endurance. I think my things I kind of focused on predominantly were bigger projects, multi-day, multi-month. I ran across the U.S. in 2019.
That's right.
And then kind of what really started getting me up here into the mountains was the Colorado Crush. So I spent a summer, 63 days, just immersed in the Rockies. I did the Leadville Trail Series, so a marathon in June, the 50 in July, and the 100 in August. Between the marathon and the 50, I ran the Colorado Trail. And then between the 50 and the 100, I summited all the 14ers. And I remember heading up to Shavano and kind of driving up off of Airport, like out of, over there, and
Yeah.
being like, oh, this would be a cool place to live. And yeah, a couple years later, we actually ended up here. So that was probably like one of the more poignant times I had in this valley specifically. And
Yeah.
just loved it. And so, yeah.
And I mean, you kind of glossed over it. You're like, oh, I ran all the 14ers. There's 58 of them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I feel like it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 3.
Yeah, it was a big month of summiting 14ers.
Yeah. So did you come up with that whole
I did.
Colorado Crush
It
thing?
was just kind of the summer before that was like that summer right after COVID, and we found that we could social distance by doing 14ers, my wife and I. And I was like, man, what would I have to do to just be up here all summer? And I just started being like, well, what are all the bucket list things that runners like to do up here? And I was like, wonder if I could do them all in the summer. And that was how it was spawned. Yeah.
That is not how most people think. So I love that. So, I'm assuming it went well.
It did, I accomplished everything. Like the Leadville 100 was a death march, but I got it done.
Sure.
Yeah, I was a little tired by the time I got there.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. My husband ran that several years ago, and it's a cool race to watch too. I mean, it's emotional at the end.
It's such a big community. It's such a big race. Like I think production level, it's one of the biggest in the country, and that just makes it for like a fun weekend for everybody involved.
Yeah.
I'm running it again this year.
Oh,
excited.
you are? Okay. Yeah. Well, good luck,
Thank
I should
you.
say. I guess I can't say congratulations yet. But I'm sure it'll... But are you doing any of the other Colorado Crush things
I'll definitely be spending some time up on the 14ers for sure.
Okay.
That's just like one of the main reasons to live here, in my opinion. So.
It is, yeah. So, yeah, I guess talk a little bit, because we're going to talk about your restaurant too, but I'm curious what you think of, the outdoor community and the running community in Salida. Yeah. I mean, that's what draws, I like to say, people come here for the outdoors and stay for the community.
For sure.
So, you obviously were drawn to the outdoors, and
Totally.
you're huge, you experience it more than many.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this
Yeah,
area?
I mean, the trail systems are amazing. Just what we have like on S Mountain right outside of town is just such amazing access. This altitude is just so great for training. It's very similar to say like Boulder, Flagstaff, or Mammoth, which are big like hotbeds for runners. And I think this one is quickly becoming one. We have so many like really amazing runners up here, and the community around it is it's a lot of fun. It was definitely like the one little community I knew before opening the restaurants, and now I have a much broader stroke of the community, and it's every aspect of it's amazing. But yeah, those are a good group of people too.
Yeah, it seems like I feel like I've heard there's a lot of professional runners.
There definitely are.
I'm not a professional runner by any means. I casually run, but I often see some like really skilled runners on trails.
There's definitely some out there.
Going by me pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, it's good for all levels, it seems like.
Oh, for sure, here, and the mountain biking, the river access. I mean, it really is a playground for those that enjoy the outdoors. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so your take with summiting Shavano, so was that the last one you did on your series? No.
The last one was Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Not too far from here, but no, it was just amidst.
It was just amidst that. Yeah. But did that inspire the name of your restaurant? Or?
Yeah, Shavano, the name, definitely. I think there's like two aspects to it. One, dating back before the naming of the mountain, would be the Ute Chief Shavano. So, the original stewards of the land. I thought that was, an important thing to speak to with what we're trying to accomplish at Shavano. And then the second being this mountain that overlooks our valley.
Sure.
Like for this side of the valley, that's our 14er. Like Shavano's the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt like it was a little bold, but also like that's what I liked about it. Like
nice.
Yeah. It definitely brings back to place. And that's so much about what Shavano about. It is like speaking to this place very authentically and trying to bring as much back into the valley as possible as far as where we source and all that kind of
so talk a little bit more about that. So I know you talk about that on your website, and then even just going there, you can tell you locally source a lot of the food, right? Totally. And community is a huge aspect of the restaurant.
Just looking for like the most holistic way we can build a restaurant. And that's looking at it from a community standpoint. So starting with like the community of the employees, like our internal culture, like that has to be really good to inform a good experience for the diner. And then it's like bringing people into our culture and allowing people to have a place to, celebrate this great place we live, just be present with those that you love. And it's like the menu's very family style.
Okay.
So the idea is to be very communal with your table and everybody's engaging. I think one of my markers of success is when I look around the restaurant and nobody's on their phone. And it's like, it definitely, I feel like we have that. Like we're a place where people are very present in the experience. And then that goes forward into the food we source. So doing as much as we can to source from the valley, and then from Colorado, and then the greater like Mountain West region, but always focusing on bringing it in when we can. So in the summer, like the bounty is here.
Sure.
We just, every farmer we know, we're like, just bring us, and we put that on the plate. And then in the winter, you know, it's just inevitably being up here at this altitude, we have to like look a little bit further out, but really still trying at every step, bringing it back.
Yeah.
You know, we work with a lot of great farms, great ranches. You know, we use Hutchinson beef in one of our dishes, the beef kofta. We have, our trout is from Saguache, so it's nice to be able to have this fresh trout that we get delivered twice a week.
Nice.
Yeah, I could name a lot, but there's just, yeah, it's, and then with that, when you are sourcing stuff from the local community or as close as we can, that money comes right back into the community, which is really important. So just trying to create as much of like a local thing as we can, and where we can't, just still being very thoughtful with our sourcing.
Yeah. Because you have a changing menu throughout the year, right?
Yeah, with that style, if you're going to do that, like everything has to be constantly evolving. Like we have core items, of course. Like we have our core proteins. Like you're always going to be able to find trout, chicken, a steak, something vegetarian that could easily be made vegan. And then that's kind of the core of the menu is the mains. But then we have our sides are just vegetables, and that's what's ever in season. So yeah, it's constantly evolving all throughout the menu.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, you know, doing really well. It's been, I guess you just celebrated your 1 year anniversary.
We did, yeah. We just had our year. I was just critiqued by the staff that I didn't celebrate it enough. I was busy worried about the second restaurant. But it, like, yeah, we've made it a year. We've, you know, made it through our first year. I think the community has responded really well. It's been really, really fun. This winter, like for every business in town, I think was challenging with the lack of having a winter.
Yeah.
But I feel like in my mind, I'm just like, well, if we make it through that one, we'll be fine when there's actually snow around, hopefully next year. But yeah, it's been really great.
And that's another thing is, you know, there's such seasonality in being in Salida for restaurants, retail, a lot of businesses. Yeah. So, and then the restaurant industry can be challenging too because of like food sourcing and all of that. So so you did one, you're about to do another one, so clearly either you're crazy or it's doing really well. Yeah. So how are you doing that? Tell me a little about how you're making that work.
I knew eventually I wanted to do something else here in town, but you know, special places only come available ever so often. And when I was presented with that space, so we're to the left of the office bar, used to be Sprockets back in the day. It was presented to me, and it was one of those things where I was like, okay, like maybe a little earlier than I had hoped, but we're going to take advantage of this. Okay. And then it was quickly just like, okay, well, what are we going to do here? Yeah. And Italian feels like a really good fit. There's, you know, this rich history of the Italian immigrants that showed up here to build the railroads and do other things, you know, turn of the century. There had been some really great little Italian restaurants in town that had, you know, closed over the last couple of years, and wanting to just kind of, fill that niche and bring something else that's to our standards of just really high quality. And I just find it also creative. Like restaurants, to me, are like the only art I've found that like hits all five senses. Like it's the one thing that like you're fully immersed in all your senses. And if it's all going really well, it can be like a really great experience, right? Like it's a place to just separate from all the fuss and all the things in life that, create all the static. So you just having the opportunity to do that again. Interpersonally, that was kind of what it was about. It was like, I really enjoy that process. Yeah,
so tell us a little, so it's called Lago Trattoria.
Yeah, Lago Trattoria.
Trattoria, thank you.
Lago is Salida's official sister city. In like kind of southern Italy, Calabria. And it's where a lot of families immigrated here from. The Scangas for one, and that's really fun because we're going to be utilizing some of their products on our menu. So just integrating them into what we're doing. But anyways, that's where the name came from, was like paying homage to this community of people that immigrated from Italy. And then we got an extruder, so it's essentially a machine that makes fresh pasta. Nice. really like going to be operating with fresh pasta, very pasta centric. It's going to have 6 pastas. Those are kind of the core entrees.
Okay.
With, again, some starters that you know, salads, a couple other dishes, and then very like simple tiramisu and limoncello panna cotta.
Okay.
All Italian wine list. Yeah, it's really fun. Whereas like Shavano is meant to be this place where you walk in and you're like, this feels like this sense of place that is everything that is Colorado to me.
Okay.
Whereas like this is like an offshoot of that, where we're still like coming in from an angle of some people that immigrated here, but being very honestly Italian. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's like, it is Italian. Where Shavano, we take influence from everything to create what is Shavano. If that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So by the time this goes out, it will be after your grand opening of April 1st, but this will be going out soon after. So if you are listening to this, it will be open.
Yes.
So I guess, you know, do you have anything else to add about what people can expect there, or you know, what you're hoping?
Yeah, good times, fresh pasta. Just the same quality all around as that you get at Shavano, but a little faster paced.
Okay.
It's definitely going to have a little more family focus. We think pasta is really easy to offer some kid options, stuff like that. So I have a 14-month-old, so I want a place where she can have fun and feel comfortable.
Totally.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun, lively environment with fresh pasta, really, focusing on just healthy, nourishing food as we do at Shavano.
I love it. I love the family aspect thing. I mean, there's a lot of families with young kids in Salida.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
one of them. And so it is nice to know, I can bring my kid and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shavano is that way too. I think it presents itself as like maybe a little fancy, but if you get in there, it's like it's not. We're like, there's kids running around. It's just a very casual, genuine environment.
Yeah, it would be like I don't even, fancy is not even the right word, but like the nicest of the restaurants, like a more date night restaurant in Salida. But yeah, you can still bring your kid. Actually, I was wondering if we could, or if it would be, awkward to bring a child there. And we actually brought him for brunch, and it was great.
Awesome. Yeah.
So we had a really good experience.
My daughter's there all the time.
Okay,
she's always on my side.
Nice. But I think that is just really important, for families in Salida. Especially, Salida is not known for having like a very late nightlife. Like we have.
We have too much to do during the day.
Totally.
We
gotta rest to get up early and play outside, right? But if you have kids, it's good to have that space. And so this is going to be on First Street. I know you said right next to the Office Bar, but for people who don't know, that's right on First Street. And that is really close to the part of town that is more the Italian part of town, or it has.
Yeah, kind of that side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the building itself has a lot of history. There's there are tunnels under Salida, and one of the doors that would access those is in our basement. I thought, that was one of those things I thought was probably like I'd say urban legend, like a rural legend. But no, they're down there and like.
Did you see it? Because I actually talked to a historian who said that they didn't exist. Or there's a debate about it.
There's definitely a door that opens to a bunch of dirt. In like a wood wall.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, it seems legit when I look at it.
I don't really know either way, but I just. I actually have an episode where I talked to a historian, and I think he debunked it. I'll have to re-listen to it. But I don't know. Right. There's a rumor about it.
I want to hear more.
There's something going on.
I want them to come look at that door then and tell me.
Like, what's going on? But there's just such cool, rich history with the buildings in this town, and you've got two of them,
and they're just gems. Like the Salida brick here, like how everything downtown is made out of brick is just really cool, and I think unique for a small Colorado town. I think it lends itself to kind of the quaintness, the uniqueness of this little town. I love it.
Totally, yeah. I know it's cool. We're late 1800s. It's so much history here.
Yeah.
Well, so anything else you want to add about Shavano or your new restaurant or living in Salida?
I mean, for the restaurants, like, we're just excited to have everybody. If you've been in before, please come again. If you've not tried us out, like, definitely do.
Yeah.
We're doing a breakfast / kind of brunchy thing at Shavano, Fridays through Sundays. We have a great coffee program. Kind of the focus of the menu at the moment is on biscuit sandwiches. Our chef, we have an incredible chef. I didn't mention that. Jesse Rogers. He's going to be over both restaurants, but
he's from
nice. And he's from Tennessee. I'm originally from Georgia, so when we thought breakfast, we were like, biscuits. Like,
Yeah.
just one of those, like, of course.
Nice.
We are expecting into the next month or two to kind of update, refresh that menu, going a little more brunch focused for the summer. So everybody can be looking out for that. And then, Lago's going to open this coming Wednesday, April 1st.
Yeah.
And we're just excited to have a good spring and summer. It's the most fun time up here. For sure.
It really is. It's already feeling like it now, which is wild. But and then just a shout out to your chef because he was also voted best chef in Salida.
Yeah,
so
Jesse's incredible. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for the amazing food and community you're helping create here, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, everyone, for listening to the Living in Salida podcast. Again, I'm Monica McCarthy, a realtor specializing in Salida and surrounding areas. All of my contact info is in the show notes if you want to connect with me. And this season 3, I'll have episodes coming out every other week, so stay tuned for more.